These are the primary classes that I use. I've got a fair few set up, but there are only three that I use regularly and three that I do well with. Um, Now, I never liked sniping in the Black Ops 2 or 3 games. Didn't mind it in Black Ops 1. That was actually quite fun. There were a lot of larger maps, larger viewpoints, fields of view. Um, but this one's got quite a few. There's obviously specific sniper perches, like on Hunted, obviously the house, on attacking, the outcropping of the defending house, where I believe it's a bomb site. B's in the cave, I think. Um, there's that outcropping there. There's obviously the center lane, which sees a lot of sniper fire, but I digress. It's very fun sniping in this game because I learned something about 2 months ago that really kicked up my kill scores, my kill death ratio. Um, Before I learned this, I probably had a 1, even under a 1. I did a reset as well, so that allowed me to bring it up to maybe a 1.2. But now, as you can see, it's 1.5. So yeah, obviously improving. And this is the big secret, is that the thermal scopes are fucking amazing. Hands down, the thermal scopes are the best they've ever been in Call of Duty, as far as I'm concerned. I've played since Modern Warfare 2, um, and yeah, like they were black and white back then, and these ones actually have like a thermal layering, so like the blue backdrop and the red, very standoutish. Something I've noticed is that the backdrop, like the environment, has no effect. Like there can be fire or thermite on the ground, and it doesn't affect the thermal scope, which is a bit of a disappointment. You think it should be a bit more dynamic, but I digress. I love it the way it is at the moment. Would love them to change it so it was a bit more dynamic. Um, Maybe a bit more tactical with the thermite. Thermite doesn't see a lot of use outside of domination, that I know of, particularly. Obviously, it's really good at protecting flags and stuff because it makes sure that people can't stand there capturing it. It would make a bit more of a like tactic against thermal scopes, and like toss a thermite, lands in the field of view of the sniper. They can't see shit because of the thermite. You've just got a standard scope. You can see them like moving around, readjusting. Boom, headshot, fucking dead. Unfortunately, that's my thing. So fuck you all that use normal scopes because you should switch to thermal. Another reason is that even if you have cold blooded on, you're very easy to see because you are moving. The one big thing about Call of Duty is that if you're moving, you are an incredibly easy target to see. Like if you're standing still, you can diffuse into the background. Like your camo can, um, like, I mean, I don't know if it's just me. I have poor eyesight, and that's why the thermal scope is so fantastic for me. But moving on, the big secret is that no one runs cold-blooded to begin with. You might end up, if you're carrying a few rounds of search and destroy, I've done this myself, getting top scores with the thermal scopes. Then turns out next round they've thrown on cold blooded. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time because I don't really do all that fantastically all the time. It's not a consistent, and no way consistent in my efforts. But yeah, run cold blooded. If you're a sniper, if you love sniping in this game, fucking chuck on a thermal, chuck on cold blooded, and run some smoke screens. I cannot believe how many people will walk up to a sniper perch and just stand there, even though across the way there's smoke. Like, how does. I don't know how people don't put one and two together. Like, what's a good map? Infection, that's a snow one, with all the houses that are all fucked up. Like, there's houses that are, like, sideways. You have the church, and then on attacking side, across the courtyard, there's a building with two windows. Every time when I'm on defense, just every time, because I don't like going to the rock side on the left. I do not like sniping there. I prefer to protect the middle, mainly because Tempest usually rushes left. Big left fan. I don't think he rushes right on any map. I don't know. Observations. Same with myself, like Hunted and shit like that. Always rush left. Don't bother with the cave. Rarely go middle. Left, get behind her, spray him in the back. That's my tactic most of the time on Hunted and things like that. But yeah, you'll get up in that church, pop a smoke, and people will just stand in the windows across from you. Now, obviously these are pub matches, but it's just so easy to beef up your KD from getting kills on people that just they don't realize that you're running cold blooded. They can't see you through the smoke, even though they're running thermals and all that. They think that oh, no one's there. Well, too bad there is. It's me. If I've been fucking killed by someone in smoke that you couldn't see, it was probably me. Or, anyone that's actually got half a fucking brain that runs this layer. Obviously, because I play Search and Destroy, Dead Silence is a necessity. The RK5s. Now, I have a modded controller, as you can see, nice and purple, marijuana leaf. I'm not fucking 420 culture. I do smoke, but I digress. It's not the most fantastic fucking thing in the world. The fucking whatever. But yeah, as you'll see, that blue light, it's a macro basically. It's really just a macro system in the controllers. It's not against terms of service, like, especially when you're just playing pubs. Obviously, I wouldn't take this thing to a fucking LAN tournament or some shit like that. If I'm gonna go to something like that and actually play competitive where there's a prize or something on the line, then I'll take one of my other controllers, one of my normal controllers, and use those. But for pubs, with the dual wield, with that rapid fire chip enabled, basically I pull this trigger, it acts as if I'm pulling both at the same time, and it fires both of the guns. And when you've got 30 bullets coming out of the RK5 in 2 seconds flat, it's really fucking overpowered. Another gun that I run with the rapid fire chip is the MR6, simply because it's got huge damage, accurate as a motherfucker. It's just free fucking money, and I'll show you this here in a second. What am I looking for? Barracks. Hey, have a look at deadliest MR6, 1043 kills. Now they're purely legitimate kills. 1.46 KD. That's the only thing better is with Brecci, I think. SVG 1.38, Vespa 1.78 before the nerf, Evil 2.05, which is actually pretty good. I should start using that a bit more. That's just too damn weak. fuel to 0.93. Yeah, maybe I should not run that anymore. VMP 1.97. Who hasn't fucking got a higher KD? Oh yeah, 6.65 with the sword. Loving it. Argus is just simply OP. KN, holy fuck, 8.97? No, that can't be right. That can't be right. Anyway, 27 with the fucking crowbar. No, that's not right. Can't be. 2.64 with the, yeah. The tri-shot on the Shadow Claw is fucking amazing. But yeah. That's really all I have to say. Well, that's the main class that I run is SVG 100, Thermal Scope, FMJ, simply because when people hide behind the walls, most of the time you can tell where they fucking are. It's not hard. Like, you just think, oh, where would I be hiding? That's where they are. Stock, so you can dodge other snipers a bit easier. It's all about speed, all about movement, staying active. Second class I was going to mention was the Kuda, but as per that kill death ratio, I think we'll skip over it because obviously I need to fix it up a bit. The last class I was going to talk to you about was the RK5 dual wield class that I run. I run overclock, obviously to get the specialist weapon a bit quicker, run shock charges. Because of Scavenger. This is the class I actually play Team Deathmatch with. If I'm going to play Team Deathmatch, this is the class I use. Simply, again, because of the rapid fire chip, fucking easiest class to run. Hardwired, obvious, don't want to be tripping over fucking trip mines. Counter UAVs are pretty horrid. And obviously the digital imprint against enemy tracker in 6 cents. This hardwired is a ridiculous perk. It has so much. It gives so much. And it's unlocked pretty early. It should be 2 separate perks. Like, it should be 2 separate perks. It's just way too strong. Scavenger obviously replenishes ammo, as I said. If I play Team Deathmatch, if Tempest or Bo, Solus, or Dylan Red Wolf, if they drag me into a solo game with like, Team Deathmatch and shit like that, this is what I run. Awareness, it's just plain. Want to be able to hear them before they hear me. Dead silence, same thing. Don't want to be heard. Other than, obviously, the RK5 raining down on them. And yeah, the shock charge, I think my record for having shock charges on the field is about 12 at any one time before dying. I get so cocky about my shock charge placement is that once I get a certain amount of them, I end up just dying. Because I'm like, oh, I'm invincible, there's all these shock charges around me. But that's about all. I'm not running the Amex Garand anymore. Switched it over to M8. Swap the Weevil for the Razorback. Need to relabel some of these, but no, they're my 2 main classes. Not much more to go on. Search and Destroy, Team Deathmatch on the occasion. Just run what you like, but definitely a big secret with that fucking cold-blooded, like, no one runs it. And it is just so strange to me as to why, because thermal scopes are just so powerful in this Call of Duty. Well, thanks for listening, guys. I'm gonna bounce. It is pretty late recording, actually. Don't know why I bothered making this video so late. But, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys like my little heads up with the cold-blooded. Like, obviously, you guys should have figured it out yourselves. If you haven't, then well, I'm glad I could give you the information. But I mean, it's just plain and simple. You don't want to be seen if you're sniping. That's what you're on. Alright. See you guys.